FlossTube. I'm Jules. Thank you for coming back for another one of my videos, and welcome to anybody who's new on the channel. The video that I did a couple days ago on how to do large cross-stitch projects seemed to have brought more people to the channel, which is awesome. We have a really cool community here. A lot of folks comment and ask questions and things like that, and I always try to answer as many comments as I can, and as the channel gets bigger, which it is, and I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome and crazy, but I still want to try and answer everybody that I can, because I love bringing a side to cross stitch that not a lot of people have seen. The Ronnie Rowe projects, the full coverage cross stitches, the full coverage patterns, basically. Just a lot of different things. You know, I'm different, not in a good or a bad way. I'm just different, and so I'm super happy about that. Thank you guys for checking out the blog, which definitely I'm trying to like detail more of my progress, more of a day-to-day kind of a thing. I haven't really updated it much in the last week because I've been preoccupied with the visit of the mom. And the mom is currently flying in a plane right now in the air. She's probably roughly over the Mississippi River, heading this way, maybe a little further along. I'm sitting here trying to remember exactly when she's going to land. I got to leave probably in roughly about an hour to go pick her up. So I'm hoping I can get this video done and uploaded and get that part done. Now the good thing is that even though she's going to be here, I'm still going to be doing videos this week. I'll still do a Stitch With Me this weekend. Project yet to be determined, but still going to be doing that. And next week, because I'm actually off from work for the most part of the next like 8 days, I'm only working one day next week. And I really want to do, in anticipation of the new Star Wars movie coming out in a week, I want to do a Star Wars cross-stitch, a Star Wars cross-stitching special. That'll be fun. Because I have cross-stitch Star Wars a few times, and I have whips that are Star Wars, and I bought new stuff last night because I'm anxious, and when I'm anxious, I get on Etsy and I shop and I buy patterns. Now, thankfully, I restrained myself. I only bought like maybe $10, which could have been so much worse. But I bought a couple of new Star Wars patterns and another pattern, which I'll show you. What I haven't had a chance to print anything out yet. Yet another thing that I want to do this week while I'm home. But I think I'm going to do just like a Star Wars thing, because you know, it's one way that you could theoretically get other people involved in the hobby, and you know, potentially more younger kids or younger women or things like that, and even younger guys. And so if they can do something that is super cool that they can make themselves, that honestly it's good art too, so hopefully it'll be something that will be you know, I don't know, maybe it'll bring people in, but you know, we'll see. Speaking of art, so I think I talked in my Stitch With Me video about the work of Frank Morrison, who is, I'd like to say a more modern day, I don't know if I could say, and I forgot the name of the artist. Anyway, we'll go past that. I'm sorry, guys. I am truly scatterbrained today. But I did follow up a little bit. I did reach out to Frank Morrison on Facebook and left him a message. And if I ever got on Facebook, which I only get on Facebook about every 10 days now, but I need to get back on Facebook and see if he responded. But I did reach out to him about the fact that I feel like his work is being copyright infringed on this one Etsy site. And I just wanted to let him know about that. And also, I think I asked him if he would ever allow his work to be used as cross-stitch. Because it's copyrighted, you know, there's usually going to be fees and things like that involved most of the time. And I also reached out to the gang at Cross Stitch Collectibles, which, and you guys follow me, you know that I love Cross Stitch Collectibles, the website. I'm doing, like, I've done a couple of their patterns. I'm doing like 3 or 4 more. I'm constantly looking at their site, and I reached out to them and I said, hey, you guys familiar with the work of Frank Morrison? Is there any chance that you could add him to your site? And they said, yes, actually, we love Frank Morrison. However, his work is copyrighted, so there would be, it would cost in order to bring his work onto the site, which would then, you know, impact the bottom line or make things a lot more expensive for people. And they said that they actually try to do everything from the open library, like the open library of art and whatnot, and that's how they get all of their works, which is awesome. So I'm still working because, man, I love that guy's work. So I really want to, there's a couple things that I would love to stitch someday. So we'll see. I'm gonna stay on it. But it was a little eye-opening this week to kind of hear a little bit more about how cross-stitching patterns are, you know, they're either created by the people themselves and then sold, or they're, you know, free open art kind of thing. So so we'll do the Star Wars thing, football project. Now, for some reason, I can't find, that's not the football project. I can't find the football project. It is hiding from me because it knows that I'm disappointed in it. I put a blog post on earlier this week. I'm really worried about whether or not that's going to actually come out clear. Just because the more I work on like the face of the pilgrim, and you guys will have to see like my blog in order to see like what I'm talking about, but I'm a little worried that it's going to come out blurry. Now, that being said, I have been worried about projects before being blurry, and then once like they're done and you hold them up at a distance, they look great. So what I really need to focus on is just, before I go any further, is I need to fill in the face of the pilgrim there, finish that up, hold it at a distance and see what it looks like, because I'm only on like page 2 of this project. So if it turns out that it's too blurry for me to enjoy it, then I'll just stop working on it. I'll find another classic football at some point and work on that. But I definitely need to find this out because I've worried myself, hopefully for no reason, but I am a worrier, so it is what it is. Speaking of worriers, I'll tell you a dog story. It's not really a dog, it's one of our dog stories. So my husband right now, I don't want to get into too much of what he actually does, but let's just say that he works in sort of the financial arena, and right now he is dealing with a lot of anxious people who are trying to get things done before the end of the year. And he does a lot of getting on the phone and talking to them and kind of figuring out the issues and hopefully solving said issues or passing them along to somebody who can actually fix it for them. And he's been rather stressed about it. So my idea was to send in our dachshund Coco. And I've shown Coco in an earlier video many weeks ago, and she's an old dachshund, and her other name is, her nickname is What, which I'll be honest with you, we call her What far more than we call her Coco. And the reason why we call her What is because she has this, she sounds like she's smoked all her life, because she's like, rah, 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 when she talks, and when she barks, she almost always does it like, what, and so that's why she's called What. And but I said, why don't you take her to work, put a headset on her, and then when someone's being really ugly with you, really upset, say, you know what, I'm going to transfer you to my supervisor Coco. So then they start yelling at Coco on her headset, and then she's just what, and so she can take all the bad calls. She won't know what's going on, and it made him laugh, which was important. But every single one of our dogs is special in their own right. And I do have a channel for my dogs if you guys want to check that out. I haven't had hardly anything done this week because, again, I've been focused on my mom coming in to visit. So let me see what else I got. All right, let me just show you where I'm at with my stuff. And I also pulled out a few other patterns that I haven't worked on in forever. And I'm hoping that between showing these patterns, did I tell you I got new patterns? Yeah, I got new patterns. And the new patterns, I know that I know that now my mom's going to be here, a lot of that stress of the preparation of her coming will be gone, and I'm going to just go crazy about cross-stitching again. So it's like, well, which projects am I going to end up doing? But let me show you. This one is huge, and it's right in front of me. So this is a Apothecary Shop. And I still haven't got anything done on it in the last week, but I'm going to show you the page. The page by itself. And then let me show you the size of the project. Is that proper? Am I doing this right? See? I'm always like, am I doing this right? Oh yeah. Hey, t-shirt, guys. I don't always cross stitch. Wait, yes I do. Oh wait, I don't always. Yeah, that's, man, I messed that up. But yeah, I don't always cross stitch, but yes I do. But anyway, I know I like quadruple checked this before I got started. I think this is the way it goes. So yeah, I'll double check the dimensions before I go too much further. Wouldn't that be something? I'm almost done with the first page finally. And then I'm like, oh, I'm doing this on the wrong side. That would be so like me. That would be. All right, go over there. Alrighty, what else we got? Oh, let's show you Ronnie Rowe. Oh man, I was gonna show. Okay, so man, so many of you guys have gone out and gotten Ronnie Rowe Designs patterns. Awesome. I think the more we buy pen and ink designs, maybe the more they'll be like, hey, maybe we should do some more. Maybe I'll do a Brooklyn Bridge. Maybe I'll do, I don't know, Mount Rushmore or something. Come on, Ronnie. Do more projects for us. Your work is so awesome. Do more pen and ink like this. This is gorgeous. Market Square Tavern. Boop, 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 boop. So yeah, so I got a little bit, I swear I got a little bit more done. So I think I filled in like this right here, did a little up here, you know, so I definitely got more done on this. Beginning of the week, beginning of last week after my video. But, hold on, stand by, because somebody out there was working on, people are like getting Williamsburg, people getting Music Teacher's House, and let me pull this up. Because this is Music Teacher's House. For those of you who got Music Teacher's House, that's Music Teacher's House. And Williamsburg is also done. Williamsburg is done and framed. And it's on a previous video of mine. So if you guys haven't gone back and looked at some of the older videos, there is a, on the wall behind me when I do the stitchy wall downstairs, there is the Williamsburg is up there. So for those of you who want to see that or are working on it, that would be awesome. All right, what else we got? Rainy Waterloo Place. I got more done on it. I put a blog post up about it. Let's see. Right, y'all. All right, I am so close to being done with the bottom, with the right border here. So that's the bottom of the project. So I just started working my way down here. I'm gonna get a lot more work done on this one soon. Lots more done. You want to see a picture of what it's going to look like? That's what it's going to look like, people. So right now, I'm about right here, and I've done this right here. So once I get this all is black, and I've already done all this light colored, anything else I do will start to just pop and illuminate the beauty, the absolute beauty of this piece. Absolute beauty. Man, I miss Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter guy. When he died, that was such a loss to the world, honestly. All right. E pluribus unum. Now I did, this past week I did the stitch along. This looks really bad. I mean, I'm not getting any progress done on this. This is so bad. I need to get a jump on this. But, like you guys saw, I had done, I had these little motifs, and there were like 2 or 3 more out here that I had done, and then I had to frog them because they were wrong. So I frogged them, I got a little bit more done, but that's about it. I didn't work on it past the stitch with me. I'm telling you guys, I'm in a lull right now. I'm in an end of year lull. Look out. Look out, patterns. I'm coming for you. All right, now I think this one is my, ice skating one, and I don't have a picture of it right away, but that's all I have done. That's all I have done. But I'm pretty sure that's my ice skating one. So many patterns, so little time. All right, and then my Stormtrooper piece, because it's Star Wars. I'm probably going to show this again, but that's as far as I got on my Stormtrooper piece. That's as far as I've gotten. This one's a little harder to do because, unfortunately, the symbols that they chose for the color key are weird. Like, I prefer, most patterns, I think, at least with Cross Stitch Collectibles, they do a really good job of, like, they'll start with capital letters, and then they'll do, like, lowercase letters, and then they'll do numbers, and then they'll do, like, your typical symbols of, like, you know, plus, equals, greater than, that kind of thing. This one uses all kinds of wacky symbols. So it's it's harder. It will get easier the more I work on it. So it'll be one of those projects that when I actually get started on it, I'll have to keep up, you know, keep working on it a lot, because that'll, you know, it'll speed me up. But I'm so excited. I'm excited about cross stitch. I'm excited about my mom. I'm just excited. Oh, it's awesome. It's Christmas. Christmas doesn't excite me. Christmas is not, Christmas is exciting just because usually it snows or it's cold, and it has been cold here, but it hasn't snowed a whole lot. I just dropped my notes. Hold on. Oh, I can show you. Yeah, I can show you this. This isn't copyright part. So this is the Stormtrooper key. So as you can see, like, there are a lot of like little TIE fighters, like I like to call them, but they're like little whatever. And like on one hand, it's like, oh, this is the dark side and that's the light side, and then that's the dark side and that's, I mean, it's hard, guys. It's hard. You can see, I mean, there's not a lot of colors, but it's just, you know, the symbols are so different. But the fact that there's not a lot of colors will make it go faster. And as I'm looking at this, I'm like, I can go faster. Anyway, let's see. What else do I have to do? Framing. Did I tell you guys I was going to take everything for framing? I can't remember. But that'll be one of the things that my mom and I do while she's here. We'll have Prayer of St. Francis framed. I'll have her pick out what she would like to do for that, so she'll know exactly what it's going to look like. And I'll have, I might do the other Ronnie Rowe. That would be sweet. And yeah, we got a lot of little things and stuff to do. So I want to get the Yoda cleaned, get the grid markings off of that. Want to work on that. Going to iron some stuff. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff there to do. Just trying to think of what else. It's going to definitely be a shorter video just because I'm excited. I haven't done a lot of stitching. Still got to do a little cleaning. And then I got to go pick up the mom. And I'm hungry. I've kind of fallen off. I told you guys a little bit about my attempts at intermittent fasting. And I still like the concept, and I still like doing it, especially when I'm working, because it's a lot easier to not eat at work when you're really busy and stuff's going on. But it's, oh man, it's faded into old stories about working. I faded into like, oh, I could tell this story. But I'm not going to. I already told you a story about my dogs. But, oh, speaking of dogs, well, not speaking of dogs, my aquariums, lost more fish, and literally lost the fish. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know where they are. I don't know what happened. In the bigger tank with the dinosaur Bashir and the loach and the big, huge angelfish. The little angelfish finally passed away. And when I say that, I mean disappeared from existence in that tank. I don't know what happened to him. He's just gone. And happened again to another one of my red wags. And I started out with 5. I'm down to 1. And I've only seen a couple of little fish skeletons a couple times. And I'm pretty confident the dinosaur fish is in there eating them all. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten bigger. And apparently they're aggressive with fish that are smaller than them. So I'm not going to put anything else in that tank. It actually is fine. I put more plants in there last week, and oh man, I still need to do a video of all the plants that I put in. But I'm just going to leave that alone. And then my new little fish, the Endler's live bearers, which are these tiny little wild guppies that are gorgeous. The colorations are gorgeous. And I bought 4 a couple weeks ago, and I named them John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And the other day, because my husband keeps teasing me, he's like, well, he's teasing me, and then sometimes he's not teasing me, but I always think he's teasing me. So he'll be like, honey, where are your fish? And I'm like, don't tease me about that. And I won't go over and look because I'm just kind of like, I'm scared if it's true. But I finally went over there and took a look, and I only have 1 Endler fish left. And I'm like, what happened? There's nothing in there to eat it. And I'm like, well, did they go into the, like, there's a little filter area in the back. I'm like, did they slip through there? And then as I'm looking and I'm cleaning around the tank, I found 2 little dead, curled up, dried Endler fish on the ground. They must have somehow jumped out, probably when I was adding more water earlier in the week when I was kind of filling up the tanks and stuff. They must have, in putting the water in, and they might have thought, I don't know what they thought, but they obviously jumped out. And where they were found is the only time that the tank is, I slide the top of the, there's a big thick piece of glass on the top and it covers everything, and I slide it back and feed them in the front, and then I usually slide it forward. So the only time they could have jumped out was when the whole thing was off, when I was putting water in. So, I mean, I was seriously bummed about that. You know, I am the kind of person that every little living thing, with the exception of field mice and sharks, maybe cockroaches, like, should live. And I feel like I'm a steward of those guys. And, I mean, I'll even save spiders and take them outside. But I try not to kill flies unless they're getting on my nerves. And then I'm like, all right, you shouldn't have come in here. But I felt so bad about that because I love those little guys. They were so beautiful. I am going to get more. I'm going to get more. I'm going to put them in the tank. And then I'm going to be really super careful about it. Keeping fish is just like anything else. You learn by your mistakes, and you learn and you go forward, and everything's cool. The possum snail, it's a mystery snail, but I call him Possum because he plays dead, or used to play dead he played dead for weeks. And then now he's cleaning up and down the sides of the tank, and I definitely need to get a few more of those, but everything else has been good. Anyway, go back to the intermittent fasting for a minute. So I didn't, I did it, and then I wasn't seeing results. Like, I felt like I was getting thinner. I felt better. I had more energy. I slept better. You know, everything seemed better, but I wasn't losing anything. And granted, I also wasn't working out because my body is easily sore, and I've worn it down over the years with just all the junk that I've done to it. Sports, my job, stuff outside. I mean, I'm on the inside, I'm probably like 100 years old or something. But I wasn't losing anything. And then I realized I'm an idiot. I'm hypothyroid. Now, if all you guys are out there are hypothyroid, you'll know what I'm talking about. But my thyroid levels have always been a little wonky. And for the longest time, a natural supplement was the only thing that like kept me good. But in the last so many months or so, that hasn't been able to do the trick. So I've also been put on a synthetic. And the problem is I'm literally on like 3 different thyroid doses or medicines right now. And so my husband usually goes and gets my prescriptions for me because he's awesome. And because he's the one that usually ends up going to the store most of the time. But he, I could have, you know, he went and picked up my prescriptions like a month ago. And I'm like, I know I ordered this, and I thought I saw it when he brought it back. And then I thought, well, I've lost it. I've lost this and something else and whatnot. And so I went like a month or the better part of a month without taking one of my main thyroid supplements. And over the course of that month, while I was doing intermittent fasting, I was getting a little bit more tired, and I wasn't seeing any results or anything. And then finally, like over the weekend, I'm like, I can't, you know, I'm cleaning, and I'm like, I can't find those pills. And I've been so busy that time has just flown. And I hadn't realized that literally weeks have gone by where I haven't been taking my proper dosage. And then Saturday, Sunday, I crashed. I was just like, I was so tired, I couldn't get off the chair. And then the thought dawned on me, I'm not taking enough thyroid medicine. And I looked at my prescription history, and I didn't get it filled a month ago. So I'm like, oh. So got the medicine, have been on it now for about 3 or 4 days, feel tremendously better. Am trying to still do the intermittent fasting. But I'll be perfectly honest with you, the way that I'm cheating in a bit is I am drinking Diet Dr. Pepper again more. I do drink water when I'm at work, but right now, I mean, I really don't need this, but psychologically, I think it helps a little bit. But we'll see. The intermittent fasting actually be far more effective when I'm actually at the proper metabolism. So we'll look at that. The video is now as long as it usually is. I'm sorry. I hope you guys don't mind. I mean, I hope when I stop talking about cross-stitch that if you didn't want to hear all this other junk that you just left and that you didn't hear all this. But anyway, I just like to chit-chat. You know me. And I'm nervous, and I'm anxious, I'm excited, and I should go pick up my mom. I'm going to go upload this video and go pick up my mom. Alright guys, happy stitching. Have a great rest of your week. Don't get stressed like me. Take a breath. Let it all go. See you later.